Hi, I'm Billy A, and it's a beautiful day. When banks and credit unions and institutional lenders say, no way, you say, that's okay. I'll call Billy A. We're gonna meet a young lady that I've known for a while in real estate. She's an awesome real estate person. Her name's Alisa Wolfe. And she found this house and she came to me and said, Bill, I found this great house. I want to rehab it. I know the value's there. I know the neighborhood is great. We found a lender to acquire the house, to get her the funds to acquire it. We found that same lender. I negotiated the ability to put in the remodeled funds. So in the next minute or two, come on in. We're going to take a look inside. You'll get to meet Alisa. She's a great broker, like I mentioned, and she'll show you what's going on with her fix and flip.
Hi, this is Alisa Wolfe from One Resource Realty. I'm the owner and designated broker. It's a full-service real estate brokerage, but my main focus is on investments and investment properties. I came across this great house on the east side of Tucson, just fell in love with it. It was never been remodeled, pretty boring in the inside, 1970s. So I went to Bill Anasopoulos over at Gold Coast Mortgage and I asked him if he would find a way to help me achieve my goal here.
So we're in front of Alisa's house and I love this girl. She is awesome. She's on her game. Let me tell you something. If you ever have any questions when it comes to values and real estate or any of that kind of stuff, you really need to get to know Alisa. And I'm going to give you a plug. What's the best phone number to call you if anybody wants to talk about any of this stuff?
520-870-1676, and that's for One Resource Realty.
Awesome. And Alisa, she's a Lone Ranger. She's out there doing her thing. She's on it. And I just am a raving fan of hers. So Alisa's going to take us through the house now. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And I just want you and the people that you know to just have a little bit of thought and some confidence as Alisa's going through this house, because right now it's a little rough. But what I loved about this particular transaction was the neighborhood is awesome. The bones on this house are great. Come on in, take a look, and we'll go from there.
So we're inside the living room right now, and the interesting thing about doing a project like this, what some people call a flip, is things don't always go according to plan and you kind of have to go with the flow. For example, my floor guys are the greatest. There's nobody better than Seth Allen who does floors in this town. But they have a big job after mine, so they had to do my floors first or I was going to have to wait 2 months for them to get done. So we're doing things a little backwards in this house, which not what you want to do, but sometimes you just have to suck it up and do it and get through the project. So as you can see, they're laying laminate in here. The fireplace is going to be tiled. We've done a little bit of demolition to clean it up a little bit, open it up, make it a little bit more modern. Okay, so this is the family room and the kitchen. It doesn't look like much right now, but one of the things that sometimes when you're flipping a house, it's kind of a shame. She had really beautiful Quaker-made cabinets in here, high quality, but they were just so outdated. We thought about refurbishing them and keeping them, but ultimately we decided to remove them and replace them with new. So we removed all the cabinets, as you can see. This had a drop-down ceiling. It was very low with the old-style fluorescent lighting. So we took all the ceiling out and we'll raise it up and put new modern lighting in it. It'll have can lightings and some decorative lighting. And then again, we've got the floors covered now because they are supposed to go in last, but because of time and issues with the contractors, we had to get the floors in first. So again, like I said, you got to kind of roll with the flow and make a project work regardless of everybody else's timeline. So here we are in the master bath. It's a bit small for the price range that we're in, but again, when you're doing a flip, you want to try to work with what you got. After almost 20 years of doing these, I found enlarging things and going for permits can be very costly and very time consuming. So in here we've pretty much gutted the whole entire shower, including the floor, put in all new plumbing. We put in a whole new deck pan, double sealed it in between each layer so that it has maximum water protection. And then we're going with a modern retro tile with a deco. And this is going to be similar in the guest room. We keep everything pretty uniform to keep costs down from having too many different styles and tiles and decos. And then we will be doing something in here. This hasn't been decided yet. Probably just a much more sturdy, more solid looking shelf. And the vanity will, or the cabinets will stay, but the top vanity will be removed. The mirrors will be removed. New lighting, things like that. So this is the master bedroom with a lovely green on the wall. Of course, this isn't staying. So when you come back by to take a look when it's finished, you'll see a completely different room. A lot of these old style houses have the exposed old adobe slump block brick. We're going to be covering this up, giving it a little added insulation and a little bit more of a modern feel to it. So this will all be covered. The windows will be replaced. We're going with a really high-end carpeting in here. There'll be lighting, new door frames, new doors, new electrical throughout. And then the closet will have some built-ins, a little bit more convenient, a little bit more modern than what just the standard shelves it has right now.
So every house has got to have an awesome backyard. As you know, this one is under remodeling, right?
Yes.
Alisa?
Yes.
So take a minute and just kind of, number one was the color and something a little bit different. So what did the previous seller do to the kind of the pool and the backyard, and then what's your vision? What do you plan to do?
Well, the previous owner, she was very creative with a multitude of ground coverings, so nothing was very uniform. She had chosen a green PebbleTech for the bottom of the pool, which is a great product. 12-year warranty, however, it gives the pool a green tint. So we're trying to find solutions to change the color slightly to give it more of a welcoming blue tint. And as far as the ground cover, we're going to remove it all, clean it up, and make it as uniform and clean looking as possible. And give the new homeowners kind of a blank slate with not having to do a lot of the prep work first. I am a real estate broker. I've been a broker for over 16 years now, and I specialize in investments. So my perfect client is somebody who is looking to either buy investments to hold on to or buying investments to flip for a profit. And so what I do is I go out and I search high and low, above and beyond the multiple listing service to find houses that are distressed physically and ready to be remodeled, and with obviously enough profit for fixing it up and selling it. So that's primarily my main focus. And then on the side, I do it myself as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with me. I'm helping you find houses, and because I do it myself, I know exactly what to look for. And I know exactly what the costs are going to be when you go to remodel it. So not a lot of agents can do both sides.
No, I think one of the things that's very unique about you is that you do it. You're not a poser. You get sometimes there's a lot of agents out there, there's people in real estate that talk about doing it, but you actually do it.
I do.
And I think that's extremely important. So if you're an investor, you're looking to do some stuff. A lot of clients will call me and start doing a loan. And a lot of times I refer them over to Alisa just for some consulting. And a lot of times you help me with values, but how many people do we know as investors, they start off, their intentions are right, but they spend too much money maybe on the acquisition. Sometimes they spend too much money on the fix-up, right?
Huge problem. That's common, yes.
It's frustrating. And earlier, what was the best line you told me inside? Even if
I have to dump this property, I'm still going to make money on it.
Alisa, we are standing in your beautiful kitchen. I mean, it's fantastic. I love it. As some of the folks will see, we shot some footage from before. And now I just want you to, we fast forward, tell us a little bit about the journey, how long, what did it take, what would you do differently, and some of the things that you just do, not only for yourself, but for other clients.
Well, this has been an interesting journey. This is one of the biggest houses I've done square footage wise. And we were planning on about 4 to 6 weeks to complete it. It took us about 2.5 months. So we're a little over time, but no big deal. Part of the rush was because the holidays are coming up and we wanted to get it on the market prior to the holidays, which we've succeeded, so we're good about that.
Awesome.
We've been a little bit over budget, but not much. We're about $4,000 over budget for a house this size and in this price range. That's really nothing. We weren't planning on doing new flooring, and that in the end we decided to change out the floors, and that's where our budget became
went a little bit
unbalanced.
over. So you're maybe over 1-2%, which is
If
unheard of.
Yeah. So this is our grand, magnificent fireplace. So thrilled how this turned out. This was an old adobe slump block fireplace that wasn't in the best of shape. They had to do a lot of work to it to get it to this point prior to tiling it, but it was well worth it. It's so beautiful, it's sleek, it's modern, it's still functional. I think it's a great additive to this house. So we went with a wood laminate. I think it turned out beautiful. It's kind of got the new gray tones in it that everybody's going for. We were really lucky at the time that we were buying the appliances. It was during the 4th of July holiday, and we got an amazing deal on the appliances, and they're all the Samsung state-of-the-art. So we're really happy with the way this kitchen turned out. The backsplash was beautiful, the cabinets, the appliances. We couldn't be more pleased with this kitchen. So wow, what a transformation this is. This was quite the project. From the videos before, you can see we had to do a lot of leveling. We actually ended up getting a bobcat in here and just went to town on the backyard, which was a lot of fun. We changed the pool decking a little bit. We landscaped a little bit. We did a major transformation here on the patio. We installed slate tile on the floor and around the door. New paint. This turned out really pretty. This is one of the biggest transformations of the house to date. So the bathroom was another issue of ours. We weren't sure exactly how to approach it. We would have liked something a little larger, a little bit more grand. In the end, we decided to keep the architecture the same and just do improvements. And I think in the end, it turned out really beautifully. We used high-end tile, high-end accessories, and I think, like I said, in the end, it turned out to be a really beautiful bathroom. So this is the master bedroom. It's so big, it's so open, it has a beautiful new window that looks out to the natural desert. The original walls were the adobe, exposed adobe, again, not in the greatest of shape. So we repaired all the adobe and then we went ahead and put drywall on it, which gives the room so much more of a substantial feel. I love the way this room turned out. We did go with a higher end carpet throughout the house in the bedrooms. I think this neighborhood, this price point warranted it, and I was happy to spend the money on the carpeting. And in the end, I think it turned out beautifully. From the before pictures, there was a lot going on the side yard, and my initial plan was just to clean it up and get it decent looking. However, I got a call from the insurance company and they had put some concrete stairs in and there was no hand railing. So at that point I had to make a decision and decided to go ahead and remove it all the fencing, all the stairs, all the craziness that was going on over there. It was a long project, but well worth it. We still have a little bit of cleanup to do, as you can see, but basically it turned out really nice. This is horse property all back here. So they're allowed to make stables and paddocks and the such, and by removing all the fencing, we're giving them a lot more access than they had before. So I think in the end, this is really going to help the sale of the property.
So let me understand something. You've got a remodeled home that's at or about the same price as what everything else in the neighborhood.
We priced it below market value for a quick sale. Right now, the comps for this size home in this condition are in the 360s.
Okay.
We're at 349.
That's phenomenal.
So we want to get this under contract right away.
It looks beautiful.
Right. And that's still with a pretty hefty profit. I have to say though, Bill, I would not have been able to do this without you. So
well, thank you.
you.
Blessings to you. You
Thank
did
you.
a great job.
Thank you.
Knocked it out of the park.
Thank
it looks
you.
great. You're happy.
I am.
Yeah. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
And,
Ready? I'm glad it's over.
And you're in great shape. Although I know you hike, so I know you walk, but you're probably even in better shape.
Yeah, I am. I lost a little weight on this house.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.